Hello and welcome to the idea. My name's Nick and this is Gluttony and Earth. Here for color commentary, it's Kyle.
Rainbow.
An apple a day keeps him away, it's Adam.
I was almost a doctor.
Smuggles reindeer across borders, it's BakaZombie.
Hey, I almost had reindeer.
Accidentally ate his own twin, it's Kane.
That actually did happen to me. I resorbed my twin. And now I have the strength of a grown man and a fetus.
A little bit extra. A little bit of extra. Just a little bit extra strength. For like pickle jars. Just that little...
Like that one, it's 101%. There we go. Speaking of 101%, last time on Gluttony and Earth, Thellum got his ring back from Darius and then popped inside of it to go see Pazuzu. Well. After a bit of a scolding, Pazuzu presented two options for Thellum. Either they could abandon the others and escape and seal away Nimrod from the outside, or Thellum could give his life and Pazuzu would be able to save the others and seal the portal from the inside. Thellum decided on the latter, and Pazuzu told him and Darius to grab the others and run back to the entrance, so they could get back to Lake EA before sealing the portal. However, as they started to flee, the King of Nimrod used his gross water to snag Darius and knock him unconscious. With no time to lose, Thellum put his bubble in Endien stuff and killed himself, allowing Pazuzu to take over.
You put it that way.
So you're all like shamey. Where was I in this recap?
Killed himself.
Oh yeah, the king. No time to lose. Thellum killed himself and allowed Pazuzu to take over. Endien, Darius, and Temenos woke up sometime later in an unknown bedroom with their wounds having been attended. Looking outside of a window reveals that they are still underwater somewhere, but they don't know where or what happened to Thellum. The way I said that, it made it sound as though I was trying to say they don't know where happened to Thellum, but I meant they don't know where underwater. Where did happen to Thellum? Eventually, a woman named Tapa comes by and sees that they are awake, sending her into a frazzled state. She says that she found just the three of them floating in water and took them inside to take care of them. Darius, unfortunately, cannot understand what she's saying because it's revealed she is a sea elf and is only able to communicate with them through the elven language. She says it's a secret that they are there and she can't say where they are because of the secrecy of the location. She lets them know that she has a passage for them to get back to the surface, but needs to wait for a man named Shingi to get back and help them ferry them to the above world. And that also they are waiting on a fourth person, another outsider who was found sometime before, who has some stuff that they're busy doing that they will need to wait on to get back. She says that his name is Silas, and then she goes back to doing the stuff she needs to get done, leaving Endien in a stupor as she recognizes the name. That's where we left off. Sorry, I've got sinus issues again. It's that time of year. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Because I can't breathe properly.
Okay. Speaking of bands, how did this start? Why is this scolding? For the audio listeners, which is all of you,
where you're rubbing sticks together like you're making a fire.
My two index fingers. One is peeling, the other one like a vegetable peeler.
So it's like when you point at someone, that's kind of like a very aggressive nature. So like when you're pointing at, you're already kind of like an accusatory spot. When you rub your finger across the finger, it's like you're like a six shooter. You're slinging out extra points at them. Shooting out extra shame at them. Like a six shooter with your finger. Oh my gosh. My sinuses and this heat is driving me nuts. I am dying. So we left off in this room. The three of you. Darius is very exhausted. Endien is very stupefied, and Temenos is very happy to have a nice meal and a friendly acquaintance.
Temenos is just straight chilling. He's having one of the best days of his life.
Everything's fine because two of his friends are alive, and then we're gonna go save our other friend.
So many things are not fine.
He hasn't caught on.
I also believe we ended last time with Endien immediately casting disguise self on herself.
Yes, I didn't mention it in the podcast, but as she's sitting there staring forward, like this side of her face that has the scarring and the tree bark on it, like shadows start to reach over it, and then it just looks like Darius has seen it before because she's used disguise self before, but it's just her. This, like the unscarred side of her face, so she no longer has any scars or tree bark as it shimmers into place.
What's the situation? What's going on?
Well, we don't know where Thellum is.
I mean, I know that. Well, like that, I didn't catch anything in that whole conversation.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah. Remember, I don't speak Elvish.
Sorry, I forget that you don't speak Elvish. She's waiting for somebody to come join us to help us get out of here.
All right. Well, that's good, I guess. Why'd you disguise yourself?
I just didn't want to put anybody off because we're in a new place, and some people don't like how my appearance is. It's off-putting to them and hard for them to speak to me without staring at it.
You're still beautiful, but that makes sense.
Thank you.
I'm gonna attempt.
Why don't you ever compliment me, Darius?
I'm gonna attempt an insight check. I'm not very good at it.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I got a 16 on it.
You might have actually beat me because I don't think my deception's good. 14. Yeah, she's obviously has a reason for it other than that, and you know it because we've talked about it. But
yeah,
I believe also at the very end, Temenos also said, "Oh, maybe the Silas guy can help us find Thellum."
I didn't know if he said that in Elvish or not.
Oh, I guess it is in Elvish. I mean, we said it like Darius probably was a different word. Now they probably still use word names like you would in like regular cross language.
Mm-hmm. I knew I've heard about Silas.
I didn't mention him once or twice.
Yeah,
because I believe it was
just mostly in passing.
I believe it was brought up when going to the Dubois, right?
I know. If not, she has at least talked about that she knew a Silas and he left after their librarian license stuff. So he's been brought up at least a couple times.
Yeah. So I think Darius just kind of gives Endien a little bit of like doesn't push it, but just kind of nods and goes, "Well, all right. Did they say how long it's going to be until these other people are going to be here?"
She didn't give us a timeline.
All right.
And you can't even get out of bed, so you need to be resting.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's going to take me a couple days to get feeling good enough to travel. So I was just curious if they said how long it was going to take.
At least I don't recall them saying a timeline for when.
I think she might have said it was a few days. I don't recall. Okay. I don't remember if she exactly said that, but I think she would have related. It's going to be a few days.
Yeah.
Because she said you guys would need to once you're rested up and able to.
Yeah. So the best we can do now is just rest and get able-bodied.
So I guess the question going into this is, are you guys going to spend time, are you just going to try and spend days, locked up in the room? Are you going to press your luck and try and scout the place? Or, like, what exactly do you think? So obviously Darius today unable to move. He's got to rest up completely. I don't know how stir crazy Temenos and Endien are going to be or not. So I just wanted to know, like, kind of like what scenes I should be looking at here.
Endien was going to sneak out, if anything, for Darius to like get information on this place and stuff. But now that she knows Silas is here, she's too scared to run into him. It's that thing where you've wanted to like see somebody for the longest time, but then now that it's happening, you're afraid to. So she stays in the room.
Temenos would just spend his time praying to Asana Vita, praying over Thellum, and just asking for guidance for what they should do about their lost friend.
Does Temenos carry scripture with him?
He does.
He does. Okay, so you'd probably have stuff out and available. Like you're probably like reading. I don't know if you're like reading out loud things about it or not, but
Oh, it'd be a very personal type of prayer.
Okay. Does he like try to just read the general stuff, or does he like hone in on any kind of like passages or like stories?
He would look at specific scripture that would say like that would give instruction for what to do when you have lost friends or grieving friends and how to react in that way.
Okay. Yeah. So I think then if you're too scared to leave, then so I'll say like throughout this this day kind of goes by. You guys are mulling. I don't know if you guys had plans or if you guys have any kind of scenes that you want to explore. Just let me know. And we can do that. Whether it's like talking to each other about things specifically, like plans, or if it's just resting. But I'd say like eventually over the day. Tapa would come back again to check up on you guys, to give you more food, just because it's later in the day, and obviously you've just been sitting in bed for a long time.
How many use of disguise? I have 4. Every time she walks in, I disguise self. As soon as I hear the door opening, just...
Okay. Oh, you... I didn't know that changed. You got better. Congrats. Bed rest seems really useful now.
Yes, you've done wonders with your care. Thank you.
Gosh, that cleared up really fast. It was all over earlier.
Yes.
Does it break off, or does it just like? What was wrong with you?
I'm not sure. It just kind of melted away.
Fascinating. Gosh. Here's more food. It's getting late. So I'll probably be heading into to trance for a while. Gosh, you guys really come from the surface.
Yes, we do. This place is, from what I've seen of it, very marvelous as well.
It's all right.
You guys live under the sea. That's incredible.
That's just how it is down here, I guess. It looks nice, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot about this place that I really love, but it's so the same, But up on the surface, everything changes all the time, or so I hear.
Not well. Do you have seasons down here?
Well, as the currents change, there's some differences. I mean, you guys, you came during a really nice time. To be honest, we're hitting the festival of the return to night, and there's a current that goes through around this time that brings in some really like nice like algae and plankton that the whole it's beautiful. You have to like look out the window and see it. It is a marvel. It's nothing right now. It's not quite as it would be, but it's it is a very nice, wonderful time of the year. So I mean, obviously you want to look out the window.
I look forward
and
to
look
it.
at that. But I mean, other than that, you don't really get to leave often, so it's there's not a lot. Like I said, it's not a lot of change here. It's all very much the same. So it's. No, I do love it here. No, don't get me wrong. It's just I hear stories about the different things that must be above here that just sound so fantastical, you know? But where do you come from?
Temenos, where do you come from?
I come from a land called Algernon. Have you ever heard of this place before?
No. What's it like there?
It's very beautiful in a very polar opposite way than it is here. Like imagine.
What do you mean?
Imagine what it's like without the massive amounts of water.
It's very dry there, right?
Yes.
Wow.
So
I imagine everywhere's dry though. Is it like very dry
yes,
or what's
like nearly inhospitable?
Oh, jeez.
It's yes. It's about as opposite of a place as it is here.
And how about you?
I'm from a place called New Veneer. It's just a city, buildings, streets. Nothing super fanciful about it.
And what about him? Where does Darius come from?
He also comes from New Veneer. We share. Somebody he works for gave us a house to all live in. Except I'm not like with him. We work together.
Oh. What do you do? What do you do for work?
We go places and make sure they're safe.
Like a star caller.
I suppose. Yeah, I've never heard of this, but you seem to be sure of it.
Well, I mean, that's what the star callers do. Their job is to go make sure everything is safe here, and that everything. They get to travel. They get to see all this. Sorry, my friend Shingi is a star caller, and that's how I know.
You spoke of?
Yes, yeah. He's able to go out and see things, and he tells me about them. I know he's not supposed to, but I just love to get to hear about all these different places.
Of course.
But yeah, that's the star callers. They get to travel, and they get to go make sure everything's safe for all of us down here. And I mean, just the other day he was in on this, or the other person that's down here. They were traveling. They were migrating the Leviathan, and it caused an accident with their ship, and so that's when they found the other guy too. So like, all sorts of different interesting things gets to happen when you're a star caller. It just sounds great.
How long has that other guy been here?
A while. A few weeks.
And people aren't mad about him being here?
That's why we need to make sure it's super secret that you're here.
Oh, has he been causing problems?
It's he himself seems really nice. He's a really nice person. It's just the city word spreads quickly, obviously here, and everyone. There's a lot of tension right now, especially right before the return tonight, and it's got everyone in just a very tense mood.
Of course.
So.
Should we be telling our friend Darius this, or do you want this just between the three of us?
I'm. You're all here. I'm not really sharing.
Oh,
I guess technically everything I'm doing is a secret right now, but it's just that. Darius is allowed to know too. I don't.
Okay.
Yes, I'll translate to Darius once we're finished. Just saying Darius as much as we can.
Yeah, a lot of Darius discussion.
Lots of angry looks from Darius.
Yeah. Especially as you're looking and you see from you're shifting your eyes to everyone, back your head back and forth, looking at everyone, and then just out of the peripherals you see the eyes, the watchers float out of space too. And so you just got all sorts of things to be looking at while angry and confused. Yeah, so he it's there's a lot of tension, and that's why Shingi and I are the only ones who know you're here, so it's not like when they found him as the star on a Starcaller mission. So if they found out there was 3 more of you, people might get upset very much.
Oh, we'll be sure to stay in here and out of sight and out of hearing.
Why are you here? What happened?
You said you found us.
I know, but was it a bad shipwreck, or?
Why are any of us here? We're all just on this thing called life.
Endien went to a very much sweating, how do I answer this? Or not, God, which one are you?
Temenos.
Temenos. Darius and Thellum together make Temenos. T and the
ass. The T and the ass.
And then it just baffles her to the point now she doesn't know how to answer at all. Yes.
Yes. I suppose you have a point. Fate just kind of happens sometimes. I'm really glad I got to meet you all.
You sound as though you've heard the words of Asana Vida. Have you?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh,
what is it?
She's a wonderful goddess. She embodies all that is beautiful and is wonderful in life.
Oh, that sounds very fascinating.
Yes. Would you like to hear more?
Temenos, keep it
I would love
50
to.
minutes.
Absolutely. And then he pulls out a little bit of scripture that he, his extra scripture that he has, and hands it to her.
I can't read any of this.
Yes, I'm silly. It's not in our language. I'm sorry. Would you like me to translate it into Elven?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course. And then he right away leaves the conversation and just starts writing.
I send a message to Endien, just is Temenos proselytizing right now?
He's doing missionary work, apparently.
Oh, no. Great.
Endien will go sit on Darius's bed and just she just was saying how much she wanted to see the surface. Nothing of importance, really.
Alright, she seems a little... this all seems a little odd down here.
Well, it is a society cut off from everything else.
But it seems like what you've been telling me, it's purposely cut off.
Yeah.
It's just unusual.
The Core of the Four Seasons isn't necessarily cut off, but we keep to ourselves.
But people know you exist. You have diplomatic envoys and such, and diplomatic relations. And it's not outsiders are forbidden in your court.
Maybe they fear for their own safety. If people find out about them, they might try to take them over. I mean, they must have something to be able to sustain themselves under the ocean, other than their aquatic traits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm curious what led them here, that they're so distrustful of outsiders.
Are you curious in my way, where I assume that they're afraid for their lives, or are you curious in what I assume your way is, and that they have something that they are trying to hide from the world because they are worried that, or like it's something dangerous that they could use against the world or something?
Honestly, I kind of was leading towards that second option.
I assumed you
that, like, you know, they got something going on down here that they don't want everyone else to find out about. I think they're.
Oh, good.
There's like, again, a small moment of levity after saying that, of like, again, just like genuine laughter after that comment and conversation.
This whole time, Tapa is like listening to Temenos talk about Asana Vida, but she like, I mean, you can catch that she's like, seems very like her mood's uplifted by hearing you guys be in like such a good mood yourselves being down here. She seems to like really enjoy your company.
How long does she stay?
Well, she's listening to about Asana Vida.
Darius, I'm in a strange situation here.
Yes.
She thinks that I'm cured now of my scarring.
Well, why does she think that?
I think you know why she thinks that. She like gestures to the disguise self.
No, I know that, but like, okay. I mean, okay.
So, if Temenos keeps talking to her, eventually it's going to fade, and she'll see that her bed rest has not helped it. And I don't know if I should continue the charade or if I should just let it fade. I can only do this 2 more times today, and she keeps coming in as often as she has been.
Yeah, she really does love to pop in on us.
Well, technically I could do 4 more times, but I'd be using 2nd level spell slots to do.
Well, we wouldn't want to do that. That's just a waste. You don't get any extra benefits from upcasting it.
What if I want to cast one of my other spells?
Yeah, what if you want a road trick while you're in the bedroom?
Yes, this Endien doesn't have spike growth. So I can't spike growth in front of the door to keep her out.
Well, you can, I mean, just drop it and explain the actual situation. She seems very nice. Seems like she'd take it well enough.
I don't know if I want to explain the actual situation.
I mean, what, like, you've not disguised yourself all the time. Is there something else for why you're doing it here? The first conversation we had with her, you didn't.
I know. I'm embarrassed to tell you, though.
Darius is truly taken aback by that comment. I'm just like, well, all right.
And now that I'm over the shock of the situation that caused it, it also is occurring to me that once that situation happens, I wouldn't be able to keep it up forever as well.
Okay, well, it sounds like you got yourself in a real pickle here.
Yes.
I mean,
you could make a machine that would make it last longer?
Not immediately. Y'all talk about, like, oh, can you just make something? Like, it doesn't take me 6 fucking weeks to do anything. I can't just whip something up here in my bed.
I mean, I was asking to see.
Technically, there is some things I could do. But again, not here. If this is something you want to keep doing and don't want to use up your own resources, we could figure something out. But not here. I mean, if you don't want to have the conversation with her, then you'll just have to make do with using up your spells to keep the charade going.
I mean, I would have the conversation with her, but Temenos knows what I'm saying. Can you make a machine that makes it so you can't understand Elvish?
No. I don't know if that's possible.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I do have a machine that can do that, but it's knocking Temenos unconscious.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's called a bat.
Yeah, it's a bit crude for what we're hoping to do here, and I'm not exactly in a fighting mood right now.
I'm sorry, I'm just grasping at straws. I'll cross that bridge soon.
So this story with the fountain, so like she found a place that like makes people not die?
Yes, she did, and that is truly my life's goal, is to find this fountain. And then I can share it with the world.
That sounds amazing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's interesting too, because like you say the 3 of them found it, but it sounds like they got help from an outsider to like find this place. If all of your stories are from their perspective, maybe that outsider had a story too.
That is the beauty of scripture. And to read it, we can understand the commonalities, but also find different viewpoints. I've never once thought that there could have been a 4th perspective.
Yeah, I mean, if I met someone so amazing, I mean, when I feel like I'd probably write it down, right? I mean, other than just if they all wrote it down, maybe they did too. Unless there's like a reason they wouldn't want to talk about it, but that sounds like such a great story that if you're a son of Ida wanted to share it with the world, then I don't see why that person wouldn't either. So
you can see like a little bit of doubt start to like creep into his mind of like, hey, he never thought Asana Vita would like not just willingly share it herself, so now he's like starting to question a few things. Yeah, that's something I'll have to pray on.
That sounds great. I need to go trance. It's like I said, it's late now. I just need to get that. I've got a lot to prep for. So I'll bring you some food tomorrow at some point.
Wonderful.
All right, goodbye. Then she just she leaves.
Okay, we skip that conversation for another day.
Like, as she's leaving the room, Endien's disguise self fades, running out of time. I don't have anything specific for this day.
I was gonna say we can go into resting because I think mostly that's just attributes for Darius to try and get down his exhaustion,
and for me to get back to Sky Selves
and get back to the so make sure everyone does their long rests.
You know,
so does Endien? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I said not to bring up Baldur's Gate 3, but I always thought of trancing as like elves just sitting like cross-legged. Mm-hmm. But when you trance in Baldur's Gate 3, you lay down but still do the same like hand thing, like meditation.
Weird.
It's so that's weird.
Yeah,
I think those ones are just weird.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate elves are weird.
I think they did it to like keep the model still laying down every time they're resting. But yeah, I never thought of it. Like, I guess sometimes they would lay down because it would get.
And he just lays down and puts your arms up.
Well, they lay them down to the side, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Endien has anything that she wants to do since she's the one who's like up and at him the whole time. But
Adam,
yeah, up and at him. You're fused now.
I mean, she would check her Meg phone to see if like maybe Silas couldn't respond because he was here and now he has and was able to respond. Or
you mean Thellum?
No, because she messaged Silas at one point. That's why. So she was seeing if like he just couldn't respond to her. It was a while ago. What are you confused on?
No, I just don't remember it. That's why.
It was a while ago where she messaged Silas and didn't get a response. So now she was just checking it to see if maybe he didn't get it because he was down here. But now that she's down here, would she be able to get it? Or whatever. But I assumed there wasn't anything there, especially because you were very confused.
Yeah.
He would also be checking to see if Thellum responded off the very off chance that he had.
Yeah, I'll say you have no messages or anything like that. So we day 2. not bright and early, early. Tapa bursts through the door with more food. You see that she's got like her arms bandaged up, and then she just like drops off everything. And she's like, "Okay, here's this. I've got a lot of things I need to do today. I don't know when Shingi's getting back, so I'm gonna go around town, make sure to see if anyone's seen him or not. And then I just have some preparations for the holiday. So I'll be back at some point today, but here's some food for now, and I will see you guys later."
Thank you, Tapa.
Could you knock next time?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, could you take your hand and tap the door with it loud enough that we'd be able to hear you on the other side?
Oh, of course, yeah. Sure.
And if you're not Shingi, but the other person is with you, could you like slowly open the door a little tiny bit and say, "Somebody's here with me," when you open the door?
Who? Which person?
The guy you mentioned that was from above, like we are.
Oh, I don't think I'd have any reason to. He's not in the city right now.
Oh, where's he at?
From what I've heard, he was trying to get permission to enter the old city. So that's kind of like what he's off doing. He's going to go through he wants to go through the rite of passage ritual. So he's off in the old city trying to do that. It could take a few days. I'm not sure. The ritual can depend on how long it takes. It can be anywhere from like an hour to a few days. But I heard he's heading to the city today. Okay. So,
but yeah, like in the future days, whenever he does, could you do that?
Oh, I guess I don't know why he would come here.
Oh, you're not bringing him here ever.
Oh, I suppose we should bring him here so Shingi can also pick you guys up at the same time.
Okay, so when that happens, that's when he would do that thing I just told you about.
The knock?
The knocking and the slightly opening the door and telling us that you have people with you.
Okay.
So next time you see me, my face is going to look bad again. I just have like flare-ups once in a while. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a curious condition. Is it contagious?
No.
Okay. All right. And then she heads out.
Okay. One bullet dodged. One arrow dodged. Oh, Darius, she brought food.
I can see that. I'm not blind. Not anymore, at least.
Well, I just trying to translate for you.
Darius can now. He is like slowly shuffling around the room because my speed is no longer 0. It is just halved. But yeah, so Darius is slowly shuffling around now, like grabbing his own food and things like that. And like, as Darius is like tucking into his breakfast seafood, I don't know what they're bringing us for breakfast this morning.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Very nice.
various fish and plant life.
He's gonna point over to Temenos with his fork and say, "Why are you wearing that armor?"
Why does anyone wear armor? To protect yourself. That's kind of a silly question.
Okay. But you're not... It's slowing you down. Why aren't you wearing a different type?
I want it to protect me the most.
I mean, okay. Let's... So there's other options. And Darius goes on to like a short but detailed of like, we got different armor options. We can do different things. And like, I think whenever we get out of here... we should do some shopping. I think we can find you some different options that'll work a little bit better with you so you're not slowed down as much as we're out.
Sounds awesome. The four of us can shopping and then, I'll get re-armored up.
I don't need to go shopping.
Oh, well, I guess the three of us
Yeah,
then.
it's fine. I mean, it's...
He's still thinking Thellum's going to be shopping with us.
We'll probably want to get this taken care of before we track down Thellum. I don't know how quickly we'll be able to do
Makes
that.
sense. That makes sense.
But this at least will be a pretty short venture. I've got some good connections for armor and that type of stuff.
Awesome. Thank you, Darius. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and here, you may be able to make better usage out of this. I don't think Endien and I have the mental capacity to keep this item going.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means I'm trying to find a way to say in game mechanics that our attunement slots are full.
Right.
And I'm gonna set the ghost lantern on Temenos' bed or on his bedside table.
Ooh, this looks kind of spooky.
I mean, it's the little guy in there. From what I understand of it, one is friendly.
What's his name?
Two, it didn't tell me a name when I learned what it did. If you can speak with spirits, it may be able to tell you. That's not in my wheelhouse. But he'll be able to do little tasks for you, pick up things, that type of stuff. But he'll also, if you go down in a fight, be able to keep you alive a little bit longer. Help you so you're not bleeding out as bad.
That'd be perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You just made his day, Darius.
I know.
What is the item called again?
Ghost
Lantern.
Lantern. Yeah.
And you guys hear the door, the front door slam open.
Darius is ready for a fight. As ready as he can be, because Tapa has never slammed it open.
Yeah, so you just hear it's like frantic walking in, like running towards somewhere.
Is it only one pair of feet?
It's only one pair of feet, yeah.
Okay, I don't disguise myself this time.
Okay. Eventually, you guys you hear it like going, and then like walk out normally after a little bit of time.
Oh, so our door doesn't slam open. We hear a door slam open.
The front door.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of freeze and wait until everything seems to calm down. Should we? They said we were supposed to stay here because we're a secret, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, so then we can't. All right. Okay.
Oh,
hopefully it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but Temenos was telling that lady a story the other day. I think you'd like to hear it, Darius.
Story about what?
About Asana Vita?
Specifically what those people found.
Oh yeah, they found the Fountain of Youth. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, but like, what I really want to do is like find it and like help the rest of the world have access to it.
So what is this? So it's the Fountain of Youth was found by Asada Vita?
Yes, and some of the other minor gods, but we don't really care about those guys. But really, it was really Asana Vita who found the Fountain of Youth, and yeah, I'm looking for it as well.
What do I know about Asana Vita? Like just in the story, I don't think Darius except
give me a religion check.
Oh, I think I have disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I'm so tired. I'm still such a sleepy little boy.
After dumping Darius off onto Temenos, Endien went over to her own bed, is like looking at the orb thing that Thellum snuck into her stuff.
I got an 11 with my religion check.
I mean, you've probably heard the name in passing. It's a god from another continent, so it's not really something you're too concerned with, given like what you do and what your business is.
All right. What are the other deities that found it with her? Who are they?
Well, to put it simply, there are the elements. Their name is very long and confusing, and it's easier to refer to them as the elements. So there is Lady Asana Vita, who is life. There are the elements. Their name is not worth mentioning. It's just what we physically feel: the trees, the water, the sand, all of the elements around us. Then there is the Dark One. Dark One, who is also known as Abba.
Abba?
A-B-B-A.
ABBA.
He represents death, disease, pain, all of the negative aspects that leads to the end of life.
Does Abba have any symbology associated with him?
Well, he does not. You see him visibly tense up, speaking about Abba.
All right. But all three of these folks found the Fountain of Youth?
This was very early at the beginning of time, and when they founded the land, when the elements had sort of become their own, all three of them used elements of their power, and from that place sprung Fountain of Youth.
That's...
it makes sense,
all
right? I mean, the Fountain of Youth, when you think of the Fountain of Youth, you think of life, giving life. In regards to the Dark One, you can think of it as him being fully defeated, and then you think of the elements, the physical place, the waters itself. So it is this great culmination of the gods.
Why would the Dark One make something that would defeat themselves?
In the beginning, Ba was not this evil being that we know today. We didn't have to be afraid, because Ba was just another part of life. It wasn't meant to bring fear or pain. It was just meant to lead life into the next stage. But of course, over time and with the different races, they've corrupted life and brought about this evil into death.
But even if we're taking into consideration the origins of Abba, if they were still death and moving on to the next portion of life, why would they be a part of something that would diminish their own power, even if it was not something to be feared or hated?
At this point, you see Temenos start to loosen up as he just looks at you and just goes, "My friend, have you ever considered a life of theology yourself?"
Nah, I just read a lot of books. I'm not one. I've never been drawn to any of the gods personally. Where I grew up, at least for me, it's hard for me to believe in something bigger when you're getting your face ground into the dirt during drills. You kind of just got to focus on what's happening right then and there. And it's hard to... surviving and just... following orders. So for a long time, I didn't have the time to think about those types of things. And at this point, I'm making my own way and making my own
friend, I won't try to convert you, because Asanavita doesn't want us to willfully try to force ourselves onto others. Just reveal ourselves through our actions and our love. But, no, I'm not.
Sounds like you're going to try to convert me with that,
I would just say that there is life, right? So it would stand to reason that there is at least a god of life, and we know that there is death. It would stand to reason that there is a god of death.
I'm not doubting that there are gods and deities out there. That I feel like that's well documented enough, even with where you're drawing your powers from. I just don't have any personal connections to any, and not looking to start any of that.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Because of the life that you've lived, it makes perfect sense why you would feel that way. And Darius, I don't want you to feel like I view you any differently than before we had this conversation. You're still an amazing friend, and I'm glad that we had this talk.
Well, I wasn't thinking that until you said that, but good to know, I guess.
Okay, and then Temenos just leave.
The only person who would feel the need to say that is the one who would actually be doing that. Oh my god. I mean, the day can go by. As you guys.
I was going to say, after they finish the conversation, look at Endien and she just has the bubble around her.
Yeah. She's already poofed into it. She's figured it out. She pours magic into it and it surrounds her.
Good. You got it figured out. Nice.
Later that evening, Tapa comes in. She's even more bandaged up than she was before. She sits down with some more food. Here's this. I'm sorry, you're all probably pretty cramped in here. You can always, I mean, obviously, it seems as though the current is pulling in stronger, and so you should be able to see the algae much clearer tonight. So go ahead and you at least view it out the window. It's not the best view. But there's less lights here since we're in the runoff, so you have a little bit more access to looking at it all. So it can be a nice view, I guess. But I think Shingi's not here yet today. I know he's gonna be here soon because he's trying to get back before the actual holiday. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I'll leave you to yourselves. I'll go ahead and do as you need. And then she starts to leave.
As she's walking away, Darius is going to say to basically Temenos or Endien, whoever does it, but says, can you ask her about or mention the people we heard running around before? I don't know if that's important for her to know.
Oh, yes. There was the door was slammed earlier. Somebody was moving about in there. Was that you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that it didn't disturb you, did it?
No, we were just concerned that it was somebody else that we didn't want to have them find us here.
And she looking at her bandages on her arms and her hands. No, I just I got hurt. So I had. This dumb little crab will not eat, so I have to try and force it to eat, and it gets aggressive, and it cut me again. So it was pretty bad this time. So I came in and fixed it.
Are you able to speak with the crab?
No. I mean, I talk to it. I don't think it really gets what I'm trying to say.
I know we aren't supposed to leave this room, but if there is a way for you to get me to it, I could possibly help you with getting it fed. It's the least I could do to repay your hospitality to us.
Let's wait for tonight.
Okay.
Less people will be around, and then hopefully we can sneak you through. Like I said, we're in the runoff, so you're not going to see a lot of people around this part of town. So we should be good.
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
If you can get it completely dark from us leaving this room to the crab, nobody will see me.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that particularly.
Okay.
But just because the algae collects on a lot of stuff, and everything gets illuminated more so than it usually is. But later tonight, I can, if you want to help me, that'd be fantastic. It's just I don't know how much longer he's got going before he dies, so I want to try and make sure he eats.
Yes, we need to get him eating then.
Awesome. So I'll come and get you later then.
All right.
You get your food again. More fish, octopus, plant life like kelp and other types of things like that.
Oh, Darius, that was her. The other when the door slammed.
Good to know. Thank you.
That night we can skip to when people would be sleeping. If you would like. So Darius can try and get rid of his exhaustion a little. Temenos goes to bed, probably after like a long day of translating Asanavi's scriptures into Elven. And eventually Tapa like quietly opens the door. I'm like, psst, Endien.
She stands up from her
Okay.
bed and walks over, slinks over.
All right, we can try and go out now.
All right, I can give us a little extra cover. I'll cast Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, great. And then she leads you out, and her home, kind of like the bedroom you guys are in. It's pretty barren. It's pretty barren. It's not a lot of decorations in there. You'll notice like the buildings itself, like it would be kind of like a sleek white or sleek greenish color, except there are like bursts of lines of multicolored that are going through like each of the way it is. Otherwise, it seems like perfectly seamless of a wall, like stone walls, not like painted per se, but like it seems like it's part of the stone is like that. She leads you out back.
I'll also say for extra cover, I'm gonna disguise self to look kind of like her, but like mix in my own like features into it to kind of so it don't look exactly like her.
Yeah, you can become a sea elf.
Well, I can look like one. I don't become one.
Oh, sorry. Before we leave, this is really here, and she like goes like quickly, and she grabs you a like almost like a conch or a large shell. Ooh. You can breathe with this.
Oh.
Well, it like acts like it like a
face mask.
Face mask, yeah.
Yep, that's what I was doing with it.
Yeah, you look at it, you can attach it, and then it'll let you breathe.
Okay.
Talking, you do find is kind of difficult with it, though.
All right.
Okay, and then come this way, and then you get outside. You see that like she like leads you a little bit further out. Not like it seems like she's closer to being like on the outskirts of town. You look out, you see she leads you like kind of like upwards some onto like this rock face, like and like leads you to this area where there's its den is like over here, and usually I'll come here and try to get it to do stuff. I found it because it kept trying to like break my house, so it's kind of where I've discovered where it came from. I followed it over here, and it's actually a pretty nice view up here if you look out. And then you see kind of like looking outwards, you see like her neighborhood or her area seems like the most. It's like everything is like rock built out of the ground almost. So like it's like houses like you would like kind of like how we have houses, like it's built off the seabed. It's all like stone and smooth. There's like some lighting here and there from like crystals on the houses, but outwards you can see the city proper, and the city proper has like almost like skyscrapers of stuff, of like buildings. There's like floating buildings where they're like D10 shaped. So like they're like conical pyramids, like back to back on each other, like crystals floating in place that all have like these large ridges on them sticking out. A lot of them have like this like flowing, almost like fabric that covers a lot of these buildings like silk in some way, that have glowing bits to them that help illuminate the area. So it's like this greenish, bluish glow that just permeates this entire building. There's a lot of like you'll see, like, you're not up close to them, but like you can tell with the glowing, like there seems like some sort of like metal lining, like to make it like more pretty, and like there's like a lot of banners everywhere. And you do see above, like the currents coming by, you see like the bioluminescent algae scraping across the sea above the city, and it makes it look like the night sky. Like it's like stars, this very bright stars that are moving slowly across the skyscraping. It's really nice out this time of year.
It's beautiful out here.
Yeah, I do love, like I said, I do love it. I mean, I wish I had more variety. Like being able to visit the surface would be a dream. But you know, there's beauty here. Oh, here it is. And then you find like this den, like this crab. It's probably not like a crab you've seen before, like any kind of species you've seen before. But it seems like very like malnourished in a way. Just doesn't want to eat. It's so this type of crab, like they have a symbiosis they do with the coral, where they are able to like grab, like if they have this relationship with the coral, they grab the coral, and they kind of use it like a glove in a way, where the coral, it's like this, I don't know, do you know what coral is?
Yes.
Okay, well, like this coral is like, it's like sucks in moisture and creates a dry atmosphere around it. I mean, that's what a lot of the buildings are made with.
Okay.
They have this coral embedded in. That's why there's oxygen in in the house. But so like usually they take this coral and then they can like grab a fish and then push the coral and it suffocates them, and so they can eat it. Okay. But he hasn't gotten any coral, so he is not really hunted for himself. And I just feel really bad. But I try to feed him every day, and he usually cuts me up. But I'm still trying. So gotta get him that food.
Okay, let me talk to him and see what's going on. See if I can help him.
Okay.
Animales. I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Is that what Baldur's Gate 3 says?
Yes. Animales. It's every morning. Because in that game, too, Speak with Animals lasts all day. So you just cast it every morning, and you can speak to any animal you want to.
How nice. Not here, though, fuckos.
Just a fun 10 minutes.
Yeah, you see the crab kind of like scuttle away, and like it's got his pincers up, ready for a brawl. Here's the food.
Oh, yes, grab it. I'm not here to harm you. I'm trying to help you. I've been told you aren't eating.
I can't catch anything.
Why is that? Have you not been able to find coral?
No. I've tried to break it from the large coral, but she keeps pushing me away from it.
Oh.
There's no coral near here.
You're trying to take it from her house or dwelling, that's why.
The big coral.
Yes. Well, she's been trying to give you food in exchange for you not destroying the place where she lives.
But how will I get coral? To hunt for food.
You wouldn't need it if she's giving it to you, but we could possibly take you somewhere there'd be other coral, so you don't have to take that stuff.
Where is this coral? I've not found it.
I would have to ask her. I'm not from here. But we do have food here for you. It's already It's already dead, so you wouldn't have to hunt for it. It's just something to help you gain your strength so we can find coral for you.
Where is this coral?
That's what I would have to find out. And she's going to turn to Ciabatta. What the?
Just say this is not Panera.
Oh yeah. Tapatio. Tapa. Is there any coral around here that's not part of your structure? He was trying to take it from your house so he could use it.
I figured that's what he was doing. Not within the city. There are some coral mines, but there were a lot of it like outcrops and grows. I don't know that I have permission to go get it though.
Is there a way we can get him out of the city so he can find coral? He's less than receptive of the idea of just being fed. He wants to do it himself.
I'll have to figure out if there's a way. Because we're not really allowed to leave the city, so it's hard to view it unless you have permission.
Stargazers be able to?
The Starcallers could. When Shingi's back, he could be able to. Can I get a perception check?
Yes.
And a stealth check.
And a stealth check?
Since you have your thing up.
Yikes, good thing I have it up. My stealth check, I rolled first for some reason, and it is a 23.
23?
Oh, wait, I have advantage. Still not much better. 26.
26.
And then a perception?
Yeah.
18.
18, okay. You notice two people approaching.
There are people coming.
Oh no. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find you.
I look like you right now.
Oh, right. That's good. And it doesn't look like they notice you at all. So it's probably because you do have your pass without trace going. Yeah. So like it does not look like they notice you, but it does look like they're coming out here for like some sort of like secret meeting because of how it doesn't. It's like two guys. One has a like this flowing cape that when it ripples, like the tips of it like illuminate, kind of like the bioluminescent algae and stuff like that. And the other one is just kind of like wearing like civilian clothes.
Is there somewhere we can hide? They haven't noticed us.
Here, let's get further into the vegetation. Hopefully they don't notice us. There should be like some holes here, just because a lot of creatures will make their dens and stuff. So maybe we can find some kind of cover with that. And then as you guys are hiding, you hear the non-caped one, the civilian one, say, "But what are you gonna do about it, Takashi?"
This is anime.
I mean it's what the storyteller went by, and if the queen's okay with it and he's okay with it, you're gonna have a hard time getting the council to do anything about it. And like the guy in the cape, he is like pretty like well built, probably like 6'2" or something like that, like a very like strong physique as well. I cannot just stand here and let an outsider go into the old city. The ancestors would not abide by this themselves. The Starcallers he's with right now, I'm sure they can see reason. I'll go in there myself, and I will hunt the outsider and we can abandon him in the wastes, and no one will ever find him. Yeah, I mean, is anyone gonna believe that, like, that he died on his way there? They will believe, because they will believe me, an Atlantean over this glib outsider. They'll understand. They'll understand that is not worth indulging in his lies and promises and his attitude of disregard for our people. It's one thing that we bring in the armor that we found, the outsider's armor. It's another that we have this other outsider come soon after, months later. I think it's not an accident at all. They're planning something to attack us, and I do not know what it is. But I will end it now. He will not get back to his people. He will not share our location with anyone. Atlantis will remain the force that it is. But I mean, all right. I mean, if you think it's going to help us, if you think it's going to help us stay isolated, I think that's great. Isolated? No. I shall make sure that we no longer stay isolated. I have been developing a way to make the Stone Army active again, and I will make sure that they come to my side. First, it's the outsider, and then, on the return of night, I shall make sure we rise. We shall. You're not saying. What do you mean by rise? What do you mean by that? We are going to the surface, and we are taking back the land. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, what? Are you getting cold feet now? It just, that sounds like a lot. I mean, it's one thing to kill the outsider, but, I mean, you're talking disobeying the storyteller, disobeying the queen? They have let us sit idle long enough. You're either now going to be with me, or if I'm not, then your path ends here. No, I'll be right by. I'll be right by your side. You can guarantee it. All right. You don't look so sure. I thought I could confide in you a lot easier than this, but you have disappointed me. You're not. No. What are you saying? And then he pulls a trident off of his back and skewers the man right in front of you and rips out the trident, and his body floats. And then he grabs the body, and then he starts swimming out into the ocean with that body. And that's where we're going to end this episode. That's not the end. That's not the song. If you would like to catch up on all things IDL, you can always hit up Twitter at IDL_RPGS. If you would, or hashtag bookworms. If you'd like to ask me about Rising to the Top, you can always hit me up at Humble Scum. If you would like to ask about who's stomping in your house, you can always hit up Adam at Little Growth. If you would like to get to know some crabs, you can always hit up BakaZombie at ZombieBaka. If you would like to tell people if you'd like someone to tell that they don't think any less of you, knowing that you're not religious, you can always hit up Kane at Kane_Waller. And Kyle's still not in this episode. He's dead. He killed himself. Remember the recap? Bye.